I went to a friend's birthday party tonight, in Portland, and she wanted to go dancing, so we went to a bar that has a DJ, and DJ came on at 10. It's kind of like music beforehand. People were drinking, trying to get loosened up, and just typical bar scene. And the DJ finally comes on, and he's playing it, and we're kind of dancing, and it's like sort of fun, but people aren't really feeling it. He's not really playing good music to dance to, and it's just sort of an off vibe. And it was funny to watch the whole thing, because in the past I would have tried to force it. I would have tried to drink until I was having fun, and I'm not doing that anymore. I was just like, it's not a fun night. And I also went out knowing that I wasn't going to drink, and the night's just off, and it is what it is. And so I just watched, and drinking water, and started dancing on the dance floor, and just watching everybody else. And it's funny because it's kind of like a middle school dance where like the guys and the girls are like checking each other out, but it's like, oh, you're cute, but I'm not gonna like talk to you ever. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, it's weird. Like I see a lot of people were doing what I did, where they're just like drinking and waiting for like the party to start, basically. And that's sort of a funny thing, because then you end up getting too drunk and trying to have like the night of your life every time you go out, and then you just regret it the next day. You're like, I didn't have fun, I'm super hungover, I spent a bunch of money, that was just stupid, it was a waste. But yeah, I feel really good about where I'm at in life, because it was about 11 o'clock. I'm like, I'm tired. I went out, I socialized a bit. It was very forced conversation, but it was conversation, and I got out of my comfort zone, and I'm like, you know what? This was good. I'm gonna go home and go to bed. And I didn't have any drinks, so tomorrow I'm gonna wake up not hungover at all and do stuff that I want to do. So I feel good about that. But sort of what changed in my life for me to be able to do that, I think age does play a part in it. I just turned 30, and I think you just sort of are like, I'm just not doing that anymore, and it doesn't really interest me. But another big thing that's really helped is meditation, and just learning to watch my mind, not learning to be so into everything that like my sub-level desires are running the whole show. I'm like, no, you feel urges, and it's just like you just sit and you just watch, and you just like honestly watch what's going on in yourself and like what you're thinking. And that's hard, and it's painful. And I know some of you watching this are like, oh, like I hate going to the bars, and I go out and drink too much, so I want to be where you're at. I want to, be like, no, I'm going home. And I was thinking about that, and it's not like I started meditating, a week ago, and I'm here now. It's like the meditation's been a long process, and part of that really is like looking at yourself and seeing the parts of yourself that you don't want to see. Because if you're like, oh, I'm gonna like go out and meet somebody at the bar, you go out and you try that, and you try that, and you try that, and it doesn't really work. And after a while you have to like honestly look at why you keep doing it, because it doesn't work. And it's like, what am I getting out of this? Like, why am I doing this over and over again? Like, what am I afraid of? And those moments of really questioning yourself, of really taking a deep dive into why you do the things that you do, even though they don't get you to where you want to be, that sucks, and it's hard, and it's sort of like a death and rebirth process, because in order to move forward, like, you have to let the part of you that's keeping you where you're at, you have to let that go. you have to just let it like feels like death when you let a part of yourself go in that manner, because it is sort of like there's like a subsystem in your brain that's like, this is what we do in this situation, and it's like sort of a living entity, you know, and you're just like, I'm done with that, no more. And that's painful. So it's not like I started meditating and then I'm here. Like there's been a lot of like breakdowns of my character, and those are uncomfortable. So it's important, if you're like starting meditation, if it's going well in the beginning and then you hit a point where you're like, oh, this is uncomfortable, and you're like, I want to pull back because this is scary, and like I don't think this is working because I don't feel good. It's like, no, that's what happens. You're going through like a death and rebirth process, and that's good. That means meditation's working. That means you're looking at yourself and actually changing like your underlying character. So that's really important. But yeah, I just thought I wanted to share that. One thing and I'll share this just because it's vulnerable, but on the drive home from the bar, because I was feeling good about myself, I was like, cool, I knew I don't really like bars, and like I wasn't really having that much fun. I was tired, and so I didn't drink and I left early. And on the drive home, I was like sort of feeling really proud of myself, and I watched my ego, and there were like some cute girls there that I was like kind of checking out, you know, but I'm like, I'm sober, like I'm probably gonna leave, you know, whatever. So it was funny because it was like playing with house money, you know, I had nothing to lose. And but when I was leaving, I wanted them to see, like the cute girls that I was kind of like eyeing, I wanted them to see me leave, because like a part of me did. It's like funny because I know I'm like, that's stupid, but when I look back at it, it's like my ego was like, yeah, I want them to see me leave, because then it's like I'm in control. Like you know, I do the things that I want to do, and I wanted to like show off for these like random cute girls. And so driving home, I like, you know, it's embarrassing to think that, you know, on some level a part of me wanted that to show off. And so I think it's important to call myself out on it and sort of like tease it, because you know, I don't know, it's funny, and maybe it's helpful for somebody watching this video to see that I still have ego, and you know, it's an ongoing process, meditation and self-growth. So anyway, looking forward to waking up tomorrow sober, hangover free, and just doing the things that I like, and just gonna keep moving forward in life. So yeah, pretty cool. Have a good night.